Hi ladies and welcome to the Tailwind tutorial. So if you have a laptop or a PC or Mac or whatever you are using, this is great. However, I don't think there is an app on your phone to use this. Or maybe there is. I've just seen that says that here. That might be a new thing, but it's always better doing it on a PC because the things are just more accessible and you can see more. But have a look into that because I've not used it on mobile. Now, this is a great website or app for you to use to schedule your posts. Now, the good thing about this is it is a sister program or sister app to Instagram. You can also schedule on I think your Facebook business page on here and Pinterest as well, which is great. I think those two things are quite a new thing to Tailwind. So this is great. Now, when you're scheduling content on Facebook or on any social media platform, you need to make sure that they are sister programs or programs that are basically connected to those platforms. Otherwise, they don't like it. So, for example, scheduling tools like Hootsuite and Buffer, Facebook and Instagram do not like it, and it actually hides you more in the algorithm. So just bear that in mind. This one, however, is actually sistered with Instagram, and you can have as many accounts connected to it, as you want to. We pay for this. I think it's about $15 a month, so it's not very expensive at all. Now, what you get with the paid version is you get more posts and more time slots available. And you can only have, if you don't pay for it, you can only have a certain amount of posts within the month to schedule. So you are very, very limited. You basically get unlimited post scheduling with the paid version, and you can do more as well. So I just wanted to talk you through how to use it. So obviously I'm using a desktop, as you can see, and it shows you here what your grid looks like at the moment. So you can see if you have got a specific grid theme, then it follows that. As you can see, this hasn't followed this because sometimes it does play up, which is annoying, but I will talk about that later on and how you can avoid this from happening. So as you can see, obviously we have got our grid with more this type of style. Then we've got an image of us and then our quotes. Now, this should be what's going to appear next on your grid. It's always the last image. So you want to go in to find a post that you would have created in Canva or whatever your theme is. So just for example, it's this one. So you will wait for that to add to drafts. It will take you there automatically. And then what you can do is you can add a location here, because obviously it gets you seen more when you've got different locations. And then you want to type in here what your post is all about and what you want to talk about. Now, depending on what and you can see here it shows up, which looks great. So depending on what your kind of theme for your Instagram is, will obviously depend on, your copy that you're going to write here will depend on the theme of your Instagram account. So for example, me and Tash, we talk a lot about, obviously we lead with brand mission, which is all about helping female network marketers just to reignite their passion. So depending on what our topic is for the week, that's what we will post about. So this week we're pushing people to our members club. So we'll be talking about what the content in our members club is all about. So in July, we have got a money mindset month. So we've got lots of guest speakers coming in. We're going to be giving workbooks on how to strengthen your wealth consciousness and help with the law of attraction and everything like that. So in each post, we'll tailor it to that topic. Now, what we find works best for us is if we tell it more like a story. We test things on our Instagram. So if you follow us, you may see posts that we do with a one-liner. You may see a whole essay. You may see, loads of text that's split up into bite-sized chunks. You might see lots of different things, and that's because we like to test what works with our audience. But what we have found that works the best is if we tell it like a story but make it easy on the eye, so cutting up content basically. So yeah, so you'll put your content in here, so whatever you want to talk about that goes with this picture. And again, it all depends on what your theme is and your brand mission is. Now, what we like to do is split things up. So we put a full stop, or you can put an icon or a dash, because if you're just typing things and pressing enter on Instagram, your posts won't pick up the enter. So all of these letters will be one long line. So you want to make sure that you've got something in between. Or if you didn't want to space it out too much, just make sure you keep the full stop there and then add more text here. Or again, you can just split them up like that, add your paragraphs in, and like that. Now, this shows you the hashtag. So I just want to show you here. We always put a couple of dots and then end our post like this. This is what works well for us and our followers. So depending on what you've written in this content box here, the hashtags will naturally pick it up. So for example, if you are talking about network marketing or multi-level marketing, we are here to help you to grow your business like never before. Click our bio for more info, just for example. Then as you can see, all of these hashtags are changing depending on what you have got written above here. Now, these hashtags are in orange and it tells you why. So they are the most competitive. Now, when we did our Instagram training many moons ago, we got taught that the hashtags that have, you know, again in orange, they're competitive. So you're going to get lost. You're basically going to be fighting the algorithm and fighting every other million person that's using these hashtags. So what you want to do is you want to find the ones that have either got the light green or the dark green. They're the best ones. So if none of them show, what I do is I just literally click on them till one shows. So I click on that one and then I'll delete that one because I don't want a competitive hashtag. So you can see here you've got network marketing, you've got MLM, you've got multi-level marketing, you've got direct sales, you have got, I don't want to use any of those. So you can actually type them yourself as well. Or these are the ones that we use quite a lot. So these are our niched ones, or ones, again, that we use loads. So depending on what the post is all about, if you just press the hashtag, they should load. Now, if you're new to using this program, that might not come up because there won't be any recognized hashtags that you have. So you'll have to probably use it for a while for them to recognize. But you can just use ones that you have just by pressing the hashtag, or I think you can literally just type them as well and it comes up. So that's pretty cool. So then what you want to do is you can add to the queue, and what will happen is it will add here. Now you can see these are the allocated time slots that they give you. If I just go to add to queue for now, you'll see it pop up here. I don't want it posted today because that post makes no sense. You can move it to any box that you want, and you don't necessarily have to use every single box. If you only wanted to post once a day, you absolutely can. You can just pick the best time that they give you. Or if you wanted to tailor the time or custom time, you click up here and you literally just select the time, and you can choose the date, select custom time, save the changes. Again, I don't want it there though. Save the changes and that is done. Or you can go back to draft and you can edit it again. Now you'll see this little lock section here. If you are scheduling loads of different posts on one day and you want it to stick to your grid theme, make sure you are clicking on that lock, because these times change automatically all the time. So if that lock isn't on, it doesn't want to lock for some reason. There we go, that's now. Oh, well, usually it locks. I don't know why it's not locking. That's never happened before. Usually it locks. So you want that to exclude shuffling, basically, because what happened to me and Tash once is we did so much amazing content for our Instagram. We had that running. We did it on a Sunday evening. We had that running for us over the course of the week. We had followers going up because obviously we used Instalight, which you would have seen in the previous or following tutorial, depending on when you're watching this. And our grid was completely messed up and it looked horrendous because we didn't know about this cool little tool which was locking. So I don't know why that's not locking. Anyway, it normally usually does. So you want to make sure that that's on there as well, and you can see a preview of what it will look like. However, I'm going to go in and delete this because yeah, I don't want that posted on our Instagram. Going back to what I said at the beginning with why that is out of sync, sometimes if you have too many hashtags, it doesn't post. Or sometimes if there's been an error in connection, because sometimes if you've changed your password or if you've changed any of your personal information on your Instagram page, it can unsync this to your Instagram, which is annoying, but it happens. So you just need to make sure if you're doing that, you need to come back in and resync it and make sure that your posts aren't saved as drafts and they're actually scheduled, because that is why that has happened. The last thing you want is to schedule a load of content for it to go out and it be all over the place and make your grid look rubbish, because you'll have to delete it and start again. That's the only annoying thing. So just make sure you're aware of that. Now, the really cool thing here is you can also schedule your posts to Facebook. So if I just go into a random image, this will do. You can see at the bottom here, you can share it to your Facebook page as well if you want to, and you can add your description and you update your Facebook page post there. Or if you've got Pinterest, you can upload it to Pinterest as well, which is great. But obviously for the purpose of this tutorial, we are just covering Instagram. So along here, once you've got your scheduled posts, you'll see them all. I don't know why that keeps popping up. You can see them all down here, which is great. You can have a look at your published posts. You can see the, hang on. You can see the impressions here as well, how many likes which post got. You can see the comments. You can see the comments here. Lots of things you can do here by checking your insights, which is pretty cool. You can filter them as well, and you can have a look at your profile performance as well, how many followers you have, how many comments you've had, what posts work the best, how many likes you've had overall in the past 7 days. So you can see we've had a lot of likes in the past week. And you can take a look at your engagement right now. Ours is always 100% because we're always posting. And again, we have our Instagram automated. So you can see that there is always some engagement going on, which is great. And as you can see, we have a good relevancy score in the algorithm as well, which is great. If you're somewhere around kind of here, you might want to look at what you're doing and change it to make sure you're getting the best engagement. This is new, so you've got video publishing as well. That's new, so we'll look into that and do a tutorial later on for you as well. And these are things that are locked because that is a higher price point. So the more you pay, the more access you get to different insights and things. And again, that is pretty much it for Tailwind. So this is your scheduling time slots where you can add different ones, or you can change the times. And again, that is pretty much it for Tailwind. So Have fun. We would love to hear some feedback on whether this works well for you. And happy scheduling.